Yeah, my bad, guys. Yo, welcome
good,
back,
man.
yo. Welcome back.
Yo,
Welcome
all my bad guys. Welcome back.
back.
Welcome back. He just started the show in his mind. He blacked out. Um,
Hey, you know what, yo, fuck you, Cash.
He started to show in his
nah,
mind.
I'm only
yeah,
fucking with you.
yeah, I love
Yo,
Cash, man. Yo,
all right,
Cash
we
is
ain't
my
been on the
guy.
air for a minute. We ain't been on the air for a minute. We didn't really get a chance to talk about these Knicks moves, right? We were all sitting in limbo. There were some people who were surprised about Tibbs being fired. Other people called for it. You know what I'm saying? But they wound up doing it. We was in limbo for a couple of weeks. They wound up hiring Mike Brown. People were thinking that they're gonna get Johnny Bryant. They were going after coaches that that were under contract and Jason Kidd and Ime Adoka and guys like that, and they were denied permission. They wind up with Mike Brown, right? First of all, before we get to Jordan Clarkson and what's the other kid they got from the Sixers?
Yeah.
Yabusele.
Yabusele, we get the
Yabusele?
Yabusele. Mike Brown comes in, right? And the thing that's interesting about Mike Brown, right? Some people hated it, some people love it. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I'm not mad at it. I think Mike Brown is a good coach of the year. I think he's a good offensive mind. I think he started out his career as a defensive guy, and I think he's adapted to an offensive guy. So I think he's going to revamp that offense because that offense was super, what's the word, antiquated, I would say.
Yeah.
That was a 90s style of offense in a 2025 type of league. We'll get to see how he's going to fill out his bench. There's a lot of different layers to this, but I think Mike Brown is a good hire. What I found interesting is, and I'm gonna pass it right off. I found interesting that when they had the meeting with Mike Brown, they sat down with him and they said, "We want to make sure you understand that this is going to be a collaborative effort between the front office and the coaching staff." That tells me that Thibodeau was a little resistant or a little belligerent and didn't really want to work or coincide with the front office. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing we all knew it, but when that came out, you said, okay, that makes sense. Another thing is they said, if we're going to give you this coaching job, we want to see player development. That's another one of our biggest gripes. Go back to the show as long as you want. We've been talking about why is the bench not playing? Why are they not developing guys? All the way back to Obi Toppin in the Thibodeau era. You know what I'm saying? So we want to see what Tyler Kolek has. We want to see what Bacone Dadier has. We want to see what Hug Porty has. You know what I mean? We want to see what these guys are bringing. So Mike Brown agreed to that, and I thought that was interesting because everything looked all great. Hunky dory. He made the conference finals. He brought the Knicks back, but there were very key things that he was not doing, and that was ultimately his downfall. Rod, Mike Brown. Before we get into Jordan Clarkson and Yabusele, these guys, we didn't get a chance to talk about Mike Brown. We went off there. What do you think?
I think hold on one second.
Yeah.
I think that hey, hold on. Yo. I think Mike Brown I think Mike Brown is a good decision. I mean he's got the he's got the he's got the resume for it. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got my attention based off of how he's moving in general. So I'm not uncomfortable with Mike Brown at all. At all. I'm not uncomfortable with Mike Brown. I think that, with the player development and everything that you're going to consider that Tibbs wasn't doing, you're going to see a deeper Knicks bench. You're going to see more than just a 6-man rotation, so to speak, or a 7-man rotation. You're going to see, Jaylen Brown is not going to get run into the ground. Maybe we could preserve. The Knicks aren't going to look as winded at the end of their season as they have been looking.
Yeah.
You're muted.
You muted out. Let me see.
I know that's because y'all got fans. I'm trying to keep the fans silence in the background.
You got fans? I don't got no fans. Damn shit.
Now,
but my fans at? I ain't got no fans.
The Knicks for the last 2 years, what we've seen is a team that has all the right talent and a stubborn coach. Which again, I still feel like the Tibbs firing, whether we're now out of the mourning phase of it and we're just kind of like, okay, fine. But you had a team that those 6-7 players they were going to go through walls for that man. And they did. You know what I'm saying? I think you get to see, and because of it, we've got to see the Knicks at actually breaking down as the season goes along. Even when they're getting better and they're doing doper shit, it's just that you can see the attrition, you can see the wear and tear on the team as we get to that stretch, which means, okay, we beat Boston. Now we got to go through a tough Pacers team. Let's just say we made it through that tough Pacers team. Now we got to do this shit again against these fresh leg teams, these teams that are going 10, they're playing 10 people at any given time. Like they foul trouble, no problem. We're going to bring this guy in. And the Knicks are sitting there like, yo, foul trouble. Now we got to bring in people like, what's the kid's name with the dreadlocks or the braid, DeLon Wright? Like, I'm like, fuck is DeLon Wright? I never heard of this guy at all. Shamit, I forgot we even had Shamit until they had to play Shamit. You know what I'm saying? So I think you'll see more of that, not just at the end of the season. You're going to see more of what the Knicks actually have as a fully, like, I think Mike Brown's going to bring out all the gats. He's going to use all the tools that he has in the Knicks to say, all right, cool. You may see, a third quarter where, I could rest Jalen for the whole third quarter because I'm going to let this guy rock. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll let Jalen play the whole fourth quarter versus the Jalen plays for the first quarter and then he plays 7 minutes into the second. And then we don't see him again until the end of the third. And then he plays all of the fourth. You may not have to see him in that fashion anymore. You might get to see some of those other lineup opportunities that the Knicks had, especially when you're bringing in a kid like a Jordan Clarkson. Like, you're going to see different looks that the Knicks can do. Like, and I think Mike Brown is a guy to kind of like say, all right, fuck that. This is what we're going to do.
Jay, what do you think?
Listen, I completely agree. Originally, I was rigid to the decision as far as the head coach was concerned because I wanted Mike Malone. I'll be the first one to tell you. I've spoke about it publicly. I wanted Mike Malone. I felt like he was the right fit for this franchise. But having the revisionist vision of being able to look back and say, I think the Knicks got it right here. I'm not mad with that selection as far as Mike Brown. Everything that Rod just alluded to, I think, was great. Some of the other moves that they made, picking up Jordan Clarkson, I think was a fantastic pickup. We didn't spend a grip to get him. We picked up Yabusele. Yeah, he can hoop. We picked up Yabusele for the mid-level exception, the taxpayer mid-level exception for only $12 million. And you saw that kid played fantastic in the Olympics for France. Then he came over and he busted LeBron's ass a little bit for a second, and I love to see that. And then he came over and he played phenomenally for Philly in the absence of Joel Embiid. So I think that was a steal that we were able to pick him up for 2 years for only 11 and a half, right? So that's great. Where I start to get a little concerned is now we're starting to look at players like Markelle Fultz and and Ben Simmons. These are both rejects from Philly originally, if you think about it, right? Markelle Fultz was the number 1 overall pick. He had a degenerative shoulder. Then he ended up in Orlando.
Yeah.
No, he played in Washington. He played for Washington. Markelle Fultz.
Originally,
he was in Washington. And he was
wasn't he in second?
No, I'm saying when he went college-wise.
College. Gotcha.
In college, he played for Washington, and then he was the number 1 pick to Philly, and he had the degenerative shoulder, and he had to fix his jump shot and all that shit. He sat out for a whole year. And then you have Ben Simmons, who also has a litany of injuries and mental issues where he's unable to play or refuses to play. The fact that those are our 2 top targets are concerning to me because then you start to look at, are we becoming the old Knicks again? Will we just pick up scrap? Now, if we pick up Ben Simmons, I'd probably prefer that over Markelle Fultz, because we can get the guy for pennies. He won't hurt us financially. So I just don't know that he's not going to have a spotlight on him. I just think that overall, it's just a bad sign. Like I just don't like picking up shit.
I would probably go with him too because I know, and I hate to say upside. His upside is incredible defensively. The length, pause.
I'll take that over Markelle Fultz, but I don't want him either. Like I'm gonna be clear, that I don't want him either. I would have liked to see them make a run at Russell Westbrook. To be honest, I think that might have been a better.
He already resigned.
Well, I know now, but back then he was available, right? Q, and I'm thinking to myself, why not make a run at that guy? That's not a bad decision at all. You pick up a guy who absolutely galvanizes the locker room. He's got a lot of juice. He still can play the game of basketball at a high level. He fit in perfectly with Denver. What he was able to do there over the past, the end of the season. I just feel like he would have fit perfectly in New York, just his personality type and everything.
And he's a dog, and he could he could create his own shot. That's something we had, even though we got Jordan Clarkson,
and he's a good defender.
And he's a good defender. He just can't shoot, but we don't necessarily need him to shoot.
We don't need him to shoot.
Yeah.
We don't need him to shoot. But with that being said, I mean, I think that everything we've done so far leads us to believe that we have a pretty significant roster, and we have a path to the NBA Finals. We had a path last year, but now I think we've gotten better. The other teams, and again, it takes luck, right? The other teams, unfortunately, have gotten weaker. We have 3 guys that are no more. Unfortunately, they're all number zeros. Yeah. You know, but they were significant pieces of their particular franchise. You know, Dame in Milwaukee, Jason Tatum in Boston, and what do you call it in Indiana? Halle Berry in Indiana.
Dame
is back in Portland now, but I'm just saying
that's crazy.
Like Milwaukee lost him, so that weakens that team.
Even though they got a homie from Miles, what they get from the Pacers?
Miles Turner.
Yeah.
I don't know that he makes them better.
I don't either.
Who's their point guard play? Like they lost. What do you call it? They lost Robin Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So do they does Miles Turner come in and make them better? I don't know. Yeah. If you look at Miles Turner's numbers and Robin Lopez's numbers, they're pretty fucking identical, which I didn't realize until I had to take a real look.
That was something to try to appease Giannis real fast, just to say we did something. Look, we did something.
Last ditch effort.
Yeah. No, I agree. Q took off, so I guess I'm gonna get my take. But no, I like the move a lot. I love the Jordan Clarkson move. I wanted Jordan Clarkson 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy. One of our biggest things, and we always talk about this, is like we had nobody who could really come off the bench, and it felt like really on the whole team that could really create their own shot off the dribble, other than Brunson. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Jordan Clarkson, former 6 man, I know he's hurt last year. I like that a lot. He could get buckets for you. You know, he goes to he could shoot and get buckets. You know, he has some size paws. So I love that move. I think he's going to be great off the bench. You could swap him out with Josh Hart. You know what I mean? Very easily. He can galvanize that second unit. The Yabusele, all the points you made, Jay. I love that as well. I think he's an upgrade from Precious. I think we're gonna get to see finally what Tyler Kolek is. I think we're finally gonna get to see what Cone Daddy is. I don't love him, but you know we'll see. God bless you. And the other thing is we'll see. We might pick up another guy, but in terms of Mike Brown, I think Mike Brown is a really good hire. I think he's gonna work well with them. I think all Knicks in 26 is the new motto. I think the whole East is wide open. The only thing that I'm unsure of is you're hearing about Brunson being taken off the ball. Pause. You know what I'm saying? A lot more. And I kind of like that. But I think you got to be like delicate with that as well, because, you know, a lot of times we saw Brunson coming down and, you know, he dribbles 22 seconds and then he does some amazing shot and he gets it in, or they send a double team at him in the corner. And, you know, Brunson, obviously we all know what Brunson is. Brunson's the fucking man, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely would like to see him off, slow heartbeat, clutch, the whole nine. I would like to see him off pause, off the ball a little bit more. I think that's a good idea. But how much off the ball? So I'm curious to see how that whole thing works. Q, you're back. What do you think about the Knicks?
I think pause. I think this is wide open. This shit looking like a division that the Knicks have. I don't even understand if the organization understands the type of opportunity that they have, and you know, and take accountability for it. You know, like, because right now it's just, unfortunately, two of the best players in the East. We were just talking about the top 100. Not one of those players got hurt. You know what I mean? Like, when the shit meant something. You know what I mean? Like, and now it means something, at least to us. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's a New York Knicks thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to be that type of fan because I see other players' potential, but
yes, you do. You do want to be that type of fan. You do.
Yeah, and I will be. But right now, I don't really think there's any other team out there. Like, them losing, the Pacers losing Miles Turner. Like, it's just so many unfortunate things. So many. Like it's crazy. It's like, yo, do you even want to win this championship? Like, yo, if the Knicks win the championship this upcoming year, like it almost feels like to me, like a bubble situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I know we've needed this for so long. I won't even count it as a bubble. There's gonna be fans in the stadium. There's gonna be people there rooting for people. There's gonna be people there saying, "Yo, you should treat your body better." There's gonna be There's gonna be people saying, "Yo, why is my star player hurt? Did you? Oh, you didn't. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, you didn't do the saunas. Like, yo, like, and that's how I feel like. I feel like this team is gonna be the best team in the East, man. Like, without a doubt. I feel like all the moves that they made, signing Jordan Clarkson, that's crazy. 16 points off the bench, that's that's unheard of. That's Jamal Crawford to us, and back in 2007. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you want to get it back, you know what I mean? Like, that's who got us. You know what I mean? To where we needed that. That was the extra help that Melo needed.
Yeah, facts, absolutely. Melo,
And Yabusele, to be honest, I really don't know about too much about him, but I saw his gameplay, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Let's go next, man. We'll get into that. Well, I watch a little bit of summer league. I don't put too much stock into summer league. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's guys trying to. Summer league is basically the G League. Guys trying to make spots on teams and shit like that.
And they're playing against each other. They're not playing against top tier talent. So, like, what am I really paying attention to there?
You get to see a little bit what they could look like, but it's nothing like
Yo. All right, so yo, Jay and Cash, let me know how you feel about Kolek.
Mm-hmm.
Kolek, how you feel about Kolek?
Tyler Kolek?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he's here. I think that he's a good little player. I don't view him as any. I don't think he moves the needle or anything like that. Like, he's here. He's relegated to the bench at this point. We'll see if he can give us some juice during the season. I think that he absolutely, he can shoot the basketball. He can pass the basketball. I don't think he's a very good defensive player.
Do you think he's a better on court player than McBride?
No.
I think he's better. I think he's better than Campaign.
I don't know about that either. Like, I haven't seen enough of him for me to start saying that he's better than seasoned or weathered veterans. I don't have that. I don't have that tape on him.
He's been cooking in the summer league. I mean, cooking.
Again, he's playing against a pair of his contemporaries. He's not playing against. He's not playing against top tier talent. He's playing against college kids that just came out, and he's playing against other 1-year players. So if you want to gauge his talent against that, that's fine. But what are we really seeing? He's not playing against the elite talent in the league that he's got to play against for 82 games and then go into the playoffs with. So I can't really sit here and tell you I think what he's doing in the summer league is making me say Tyler Kolek. Fucking Kevin Knox was the fucking MVP of the summer league.
Was Lavar not
Lonzo?
The Ball kid. What's the ball? Lonzo Ball. Yeah, yep.
Right? These guys were MVPs in the summer league, and at the end of the day, they didn't move the Kevin Knox. I don't even know where Kevin Knox is playing right now. He plays for like the Canadian Soundforms or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck.
I think he's like.
But no, he's in Denver. He heads the massage therapy group. Like, the guy's not even playing basketball anymore.
Yeah. That's a fact. So you can't put too much stock into that. I do think Kolek can be good. We'll see. We'll see how they develop, and that brings us back to the whole Mike Brown agreement.
How he handles it. Yeah, So with that being said, Joe, listen, man.
Wait, last point, because you gotta have player development now because there's no more super teams. Them days is gone. The way they set that collective bargaining shit up, it's a wrap. So you better develop your players, or you're gonna have some fucking problems.
You know the aprons have killed that super team shit. Thank God.
Yeah, with the aprons and all that.
He said, "Thank God."
Yeah,
but to a certain point, though, there's still certain money you can move around to still build it.
not a super
It's
team.
very difficult.
Because
Yeah,
it's super difficult because you
super
can't have multiple maxes. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you know, and that's what the apron did.
Yeah.
You can't have multiple super maxes. Like you can't put 3 fucking super maxes on one squad. It's impossible nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So
So
we won't see that
you're
again.
gonna have to develop your guys, and that's why you.
Which creates good parity. It creates great parity in the league. I don't want to see.
Yo, what's going on with I talked to my guy Rob. Nigga. What's going on? Yo, you're fucking eating chips and shit. You bored?
Somebody bought me a nugget. Your fans, they just bought me a chicken nuggets.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another fantastic episode. We're gonna take us out with a shot.
Thanks.
Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We put one more in the air.
Out?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more with y'all.
I'm gonna see if I can find that bottle. I'm gonna see if I can find that bottle.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't got.
And,
I don't got J money, so I'm gonna drink my little 1800.
Let
me be humble and drink my little 1800.
I definitely have J money
because you went on fucking 9 vacations this year, bro.
Yo, bro.
I spent on my liquor money up.
Liquor money in the air.
Yo. Him and his wife be like, yo, let's go to Greece in 2 years. I was like,
I'm catching up, man.
Yo,
clock's ticking, man. I'm in the third quarter. Just started for me a couple of weeks ago,
brother.
So.
Mine starts in another few weeks, so
you know
I'm ready.
I mean?
Yo, peace to our way of life, gentlemen.
Salute, baby.
Salute, Fuliolos and foot long now.
Always. I love all y'all. Peace.
We back at it. Peace.